Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm so used to having people in the chat already before I get started, but I need to kind of practice doing video uploads anyway. So I'm going to get started. And then whoever falls in, they'll fall in. But whoever catches the replay can go ahead and get the information that I have on Pescatarian Lifestyle. Okay. So, first, I want to talk about what a pescatarian is. What is a pescatarian? A pescatarian, if you're in the bushes, go ahead and like the live for me. Um, a pescatarian is someone who primarily follows a vegetarian a diet, but includes fish and other seafood. Okay, so a vegetarian diet will not have any fish or seafood. They eat just about all other foods. They just omit the meat in their diet. Then you have your vegans, which is a person who does not include any meat at all or any meat or dairy products on top of that. Okay, so they kind of substitute the milk products for something that they make with. I'm not sure what like milk alternatives and egg alternatives when they cook things like that. I think yeast is a big one for vegans. And some other alternatives. I'm not vegan, so I don't have a lot of information on that. My next step could possibly be vegetarian, but I doubt that very seriously because I really enjoy my fish and seafood. Not a lot of seafood, but my fish I love. My favorite is salmon. Okay, so yes, now um, a pescatarian usually chooses this lifestyle for health benefits, environmental concerns, and ethical considerations. That's usually the reasons why they decide to become a pescatarian. Some people are at the stage of their life where their body is not adjusting to meat well, or maybe poultry products like chicken and hen or things like that. It could be for environmental concern, like that was mine. I watched a documentary on how animals were handled during the process of getting them prepared for the stores, and that's what kind of turned me off of it. So I do it for environmental concerns. A lot of people are wondering, how are you that weight and you don't eat meat? My meat consumption did not was not the majority of my weight concern. Like my sweets, my pastas, my breads, all that, all that was the reasons why I actually why I actually kind of like have the weight on me that I have when I start making those, or now that I am starting to make those adjustments in my life. Without that, it should be better. But my life was already not consumed with meat products, so it wasn't a big change in my life. It wasn't a whole lot of calories reduced because of it, because I've never really been a big meat eater. So let's see. So, like I said before, our diet typically includes fish and seafood, vegetables, grains and beans, things like that, dairy and eggs. Okay, so a lot of people say the eggs in the dairy family, but like milk or eggs and things like that. So that's what our diet includes. But I personally don't eat cow's milk. I don't drink cow's milk. I drink almond milk. Okay, so that's kind of a run up on how, or the list of things that pescatarians do eat. But a lot of people point out the fact that we don't eat meat, but there's so many other things that we do eat. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about the health benefits. The health benefits is nutrition rich. Benefits from omega 3 fatty acids found in fish, which support a healthy heart and brain function. So we get a lot of, if you're a pescatarian, you're eating fish, we get a lot of omega 3 fatty acids which help in that. We have a lower meat consumption, which reduces the red and processed meat intake, which can lower the risk of certain diseases such as heart disease and some other concerns like high cholesterol, things like that. So those are some of the health concerns in that. I got my notes here because I don't want to miss a lot. I don't want to miss a lot. The variety of foods allows um, for a variety of foods that promote a more balanced diet, intake of vitamins or minerals. It allows for that because we are thinking outside of meat, and I'm not going to say trying to replace it, but we are adding other things in our diet, which sometimes may be might cause us to have a higher consumption of vegetables or other things that may be better for us. Let's see here. I got a couple more notes I want to go through on here. Let's see. It's so much easier when I have a live audience because I really want to do this live so that I could uh bring awareness for people who had questions or people who may have been thinking about committing to the lifestyle. But since I don't have those questions, I'm just going to speak on the information that I have, and hopefully in the upload, this is more like an upload, and you guys can get in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be willing to answer them through the comments. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's talk about the environmental impact. Sustainable choices. Many pescatarians choose sustainable seafood options, which can have a lower environmental impact compared to land-based meat production. Okay, reduced carbon footprint. Eating less meat can contribute to lower greenhouse gas emissions, which is what they use to process the red meats and things like that in the manufacturing companies. Ethical considerations. I talked about those and saying that that was kind of my reason for the ethical consideration for the slaughtering and everything of animals. Animal welfare. Pescatarians often feel that seafood farming and fishing, um, hold on, fishing practices are less harmful compared to conventional livestock farming, though this can vary widely. And I don't believe that wholeheartedly. I think that yes, I did feel some kind of way when I saw the cows and the chickens and everything being handled that way, but I don't think it's a much of a difference with the fish. I know that a lot of pescatarians will say they believe so. I don't necessarily believe so. I just haven't gotten to that point in my life where I'm willing to drop that. Although I think it is as harmful to the fish and seafood as it is to other animals. That's just my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. Some people feel like there's a more of a culinary variation or variety that we use in our eating being more diverse in the dishes that we eat. The inclusion of seafood allows a whole variety of cuisines from sushi or things like that, enhancing culinary experiences. Now, that's for other pescatarians. I don't personally like sushi, but for people who like it, that's another addition to their diet that they can include in there. Cooking methods. Pescatarians can enjoy numerous cooking methods such as grilling, baking, steaming, frying fish and seafood. So we still have the variation of cooking methods that we can include in our lifestyle of eating. Let's see. They talk a little bit about mercury contaminants. Some fish may contain higher levels of mercury and other toxins, and I recognize that, and pescatarians recognize that. So it's important to choose safer options like salmon and sardines, while limiting consumption of um, high levels of mercury that's found in the water. So we have to keep that in mind, that can be a situation while choosing to eat only meat and seafood. Okay. And I just want to talk a little bit about protein resources. A lot of people are thinking, well, if you omit the meat, how are you going to get the protein? So I just want to give you a couple of ways that we get protein. A lot of these ways you guys may already know, but this may bring to the forefront and like click like, oh, okay, I never really thought about it like that. I can see that. So the protein sources of a pescatarian more likely is fish and seafood because they're an excellent source of high quality protein. Pescatarians often combine these with plant-based proteins such as beans, lentils, nuts, and some people eat tofu. I'm not a tofu eater, but a lot of vegetarians, a lot of vegans, and a lot of pescatarians eat tofu. I don't eat tofu. I just go for the foods that I know of. I'm not going to say I don't know of tofu, but the foods that I regularly eat on a daily basis. I don't feel like I have to create a dish with tofu. Tofu is normally um, seasoned to taste to mock or give a texture or a taste of another food. And I don't feel like I have to do that substitution. The vitamins and minerals. Fish provides essential nutrients like vitamin D and B12, iodine, which may be less abundant and strict in a strict vegetarian diet. Okay, iron and zinc. While red meat is a significant source of these minerals, pescatarians can obtain them from seafood, beans, nuts, seeds, and other fortified foods. Okay. And another thing I just wanted to mention before I end this live is that with the psychological and emotional part of pescatarian eating, it actually gives you, even though you may eat some things that are, not as good for you with sugars and carbs and things like that, it actually does give you a more mindful eating because you're always having to stay on point to what you're eating. Because if I'm eating a salad, I still gotta if I'm at a restaurant, eat a salad, I still have to make sure that the salad does not have meat on it. Or if it's a soup, make sure the meat is not included. Or if I order a wrap, to make sure that I'm asking that the meat is on the side, or having the option not to order it if they can't do that for me. So, and again, it's for personal satisfaction. A lot of it is for personal satisfaction, to feel like you're doing a better, making better decisions, whether it's in your way of eating or in the environmental factors and things like that. Hey, so Rich made it in. Oh, you got some signal now? Yes, no problem. I'm just still doing this as an upload. I said in the beginning, I waited for a minute. Nobody came in, so I said, that's okay. I'll go ahead and give the information, and people can catch this as a replay to get the information on the pescatarian lifestyle. So thanks for coming in. Um, let's see a little bit about a flexitarian pescatarian. They call those people some people who include poultry or meat, especially when dining out during social events. They may not use the pescatarian lifestyle as a daily lifestyle, but they're called a flexitarian, which means that if they're out and if they're with family or friends or events with coworkers or whoever they may be congregating with, they actually choose that time to actually indulge in meat products. Okay, so I'm not a flexitarian. I've not had any meat since 2016, other than fish and seafood. And for some reason, I don't know why pescatarians don't include meat, fish and seafood as a meat. Let's see. Yes, okay, Sarat. And then there is a raw pescatarian, which are individuals who may choose to include raw seafood like sushi, ceviche, emphasizing freshness and quality. I don't eat either of those. I don't eat any raw fish at all, so I am not included in that group. Um, and I just wanted to say before I end this, to make sure that if you are a pescatarian or a vegetarian who is eating things like the Impossible meat, Beyond Meat, I was a lover of those products for about like 8 years, maybe 7 years. And when it came out, I was thinking, oh my God, good. I can have a burger now. I can have that sausage now because it's plant-based, but they season it as well. But when you look into those products, in my opinion, there are so many things that I cannot even pronounce. And if it's just plant-based, I should be able to read all the things without any type of preservative or additive that's added in there to make or create the texture or taste of the product. So I said, okay, so if I'm looking for things, I'm always reading like labels. So if I'm looking for things that are better and more raw ingredients, even though they tell you that it does not mean if you eat a Beyond Meat burger that it's better than a regular burger. They are in a lot of ways the same as far as like maybe calories and things like that. But one is just made from meat and one is made from some other products. Also, those alternative meat products are very high in sodium, so they're not necessarily good for you. They're just basically alternative to actually eating meat products, and that's it. So like in the last, maybe 6 months, I've omitted those burger. No, not even 6 months, because I did have one a couple months ago. But outside of that one a couple months ago that I have not had them since then. I've omitted them from my diet. So if I can't get like a bean burger or things like that, I probably just won't have it, because I'm no longer eating the meat alternatives like Beyond Meats and Impossible Meats. And I think it's some other. It is a farm. I can't think of the names now, but it's a variety. It's Morning Star. It's a lot of meat alternative brands out there, but I just personally have decided to omit those from my diet if I'm trying to um, stay in the mind of the environmental factor and the healthy nutrition way of eating that would shine the light on that not being so nutritious for us. So now I'm going to end this live, but I'm going to invite you, if you lasted this long throughout the live, I am going to invite you to come back. My next live will be talking about reading nutrition labels on the back of our products. Okay, so we're going to talk about the sodium, the carbs, the sugars, all those things that we should be looking for. I'll have the numbers and what milligram or a gram or however it's labeled on the nutrition label, how many we should be getting in a day and how many is actually offered in some foods. So we're going to talk about reading nutrition labels in our foods that we purchase from our grocery stores. Let's see, yes, we should make a meal together. That's right. We said that we were going to do that a long time ago. We got to get to it and make sure that we do that, because that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. Let me see. Let's see. I saw the crab salad you made in your video. It looked good. Okay. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for viewing, Saret. Okay. So I am going to end this live stream. And I'll upload, or I don't know, it won't be uploaded as video. It'll be uploaded as a live. But again, if you're catching excuse me. If you're catching this replay, if you have any questions about the pescatarian lifestyle, please be sure to leave them in the comments. I check my comments, and I'll be sure to answer any questions. If there's enough people who want me to bring it back for a live conversation, and they can make it at a certain time, so they can ask those questions live, I'll be willing to do another live to piggyback off of this one to answer those questions. But other than that, I would want to wish you guys a very productive Thursday, and I will see you next time. Let's see what else Sweat said. Yes, I may have some questions. Okay, next time. Okay, Sweat, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. See you later.